Anyone? Who is sleeping? Raise your hands. That's good. We have a lovely, beautiful one family we have in the parish, daily a family, lovely family, very faith. And they've been here in this parish for a long time. And these girls, they went to the Catholic school. I think they went to St. Anthony's. That's a good school, you should go to St. Anthony's. Alright? Tell your dad that, okay? And I said that. It's a good school. And your chance to become a nun. So they went, and this girl came back and she was teaching the catechist. She loved it. She taught for like 8-9 years. She loved it. Then she went to pharmacy school. And since she was taking time, that has become too tough for her. So her mother called me and said, Father Val, can you do me a favor? I said, sure. And before that I was praying for her grandfather, who was not doing well. So now he was not doing really well, so he was right across the Plainview hospital, so the rehab center. Said, can you go and give last ride to my dad? I said, sure. So that's where I went. Now this man is lying down, little skinny guy, sweet guy. He saw me, he smiled at me, he took my hand, he kissed my hands. And then I was just talking to him. And his daughter told, this is our priest. This is our good-looking priest. And I was just talking to him. And he was such a sweet guy. Then I had his both the daughters, son-in-laws, and his 3 grandchildren. And one grandson's girlfriend was there. And we came assembled. And I was giving him the final rites of the church. And I blessed him, he prayed. He was so intense in prayers. I went to communion, he received communion. And the daughters are talking in Italian. I couldn't understand a single word what they were saying. But they think everything good about me. That's good. And I said, Grandpa, what message you want to give to your children? What do you say to your grandchildren? And he held my hands. As his grandson came, he held his hands and he showed on the wall. And there were 2 pictures. The first picture is his wife and his children. The second picture was the entire family, grandchildren. He told our children, be like that. Be like that. That means be a family, always loving and caring, always looking for one another. That was the last message of that man to his family, his children, his grandchildren, everybody. That's what, and finally he died. After his death, second day, his granddaughter, she got married here in Houston. She delivered a baby called Francesca. So one life taken away, one God gives another life. Why I'm telling these stories? Because this is what Jesus exactly did Last Supper. Last Supper he was having. He was doing all the Jewish tradition that we heard in our first reading, the Passover meal. Jody can tell us Passover meal. Or Natalie can tell me, am I right? Yes. So having the meal, that's what Jesus was following the tradition. Legs of the Passover meal. What's the Passover meal? When Israelites, they were in Egypt, God set them free from slavery and brought them to the promised land. He was leading them. While leading them, they came to the Red Sea and the sea was open and they passed through. That's called the Passover. And for us the Passover, Jesus comes to us to set us free. Set us free from the sin. We all make a mistake, am I right? And that's what Jesus came to save us. One of the kids told me in the class, why we celebrate this Holy Week? It's very important. He said, Jesus died for us. That's the perfect answer he gave. That's what Jesus was doing. Jesus knew the date is coming up. And I need to do something special. And what Jesus did? Had a Last Supper. And the Last Supper, what he did? Called his disciples, close friends. And all those friends, they were not all good people. They were with Jesus for 3 years. And they made all mistakes. Peter said, Jesus, I will die for you. I will never abandon you. And that night, Jesus was rejected by Peter, saying, I do not know this man. He was so scared to death. He was like a chicken. He just gave up. And then the Judas, he was sitting down at the table too. He got so greedy. He said, if I hand over Jesus to you, what you will give me? I will get 30 silver coins. And that's what he did. And yet Jesus loved him. And before that, what Jesus did, had the Last Supper. He took the bread and broke it. Boys and girls, that's the gospel you're going to hear on the First Holy Communion. That's the gospel I'm going to read. He took the bread, broke it, and gave it to the disciples. Then he took the cup filled with wine, he raised it up, he praised God, and gave the disciples, saying, drink of it. Drink this cup. And what he told, do this in memory of me, and that's the memory we are doing tonight. We celebrate the Mass every day in this parish, Monday to Saturday at 8:45 a.m. and Saturday evening at 3:45, 5:15, Sunday 7 o'clock, 8:30, 10:30, and 12. We do all these Masses. But all these Masses, we never wash the feet of the people. Tonight we are going to wash the feet of the people once a year. And that's a commandment Jesus gave. I have come not to be served, but to serve. That's the command he gave, the love in action, love in service. That's what Jesus believes us. And that's the commandment he has given to all of us to serve. Guys, on May 6th, you'll be receiving your confirmation. What's a confirmation? He's not saying the bishop is going to give the oil. Or it's not a confirmation saying, all right, I have done with my religion. Or sometimes grandparents tell you, well, you better get a confirmation, otherwise you cannot get married in church. That's not true. Without confirmation also can get married. But this is, you have been called, you have been chosen by God. My God has chosen you. Go into the world and live the Christ commandment. To love God and love others and serve the people. You will see that across the people in the school. Help the children. There is so much bullying going on. Sometimes the injustice. Stand up as a good Catholic. Good Catholic, stand up. And that's all you have to do. That's why you have been called confirmed. And that's the oil we are going to use it tonight. That's the oil we use for your confirmation. Oil of chrism. And the same oil was used at your baptism. We use it for the baptism. And tonight, use the same oil. I got that oil 3 times. When I was consecrated priest, my hands were consecrated with the same oil, oil of chrism. It's a very special oil. Chrism reminds us that's the mission of Jesus Christ. Olden day used the same oil to honor the priest, king, and the prophets. This is very important. This is very important. You have been called very baptism, then you will become 14, you will be confirmed. So this is very important to serve the people. To serve in your family. Nice to your mom and dad. Helping out. Am I right? Just be nice in the church. It's very important. Good to one another, good to your friends. This is what it is. And Jesus gave the beautiful sacrament of the Eucharist. Is it a beautiful sacrament? The Eucharist table. That's what we do tonight. Thank God for Jesus. Jesus says, I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to leave you with another sacrament, the Eucharist. And that's the reason Jesus present. This is a priceless gift, my friends. Parents, it's very important. Try to bring your church as much as possible to church. I know it's so difficult. The sports sometimes take the right over our mass and religious duties. But this is important. Basketball is not going to take you to heaven. Has anybody else seen the basketball is taking you to heaven? Or baseball is taking you to heaven? Or the hockey, ice hockey? Or dancing? Nothing. If you keep Jesus, you grow in your faith, that's the one is going to take you to heaven. So make sure that you make your schedule for next year, not on Sundays, so that you can come on Sunday to celebrate the Mass with Father Valentine and Deacon John. Sounds like a plan? Sounds like a plan? Yeah. Sounds like a plan? Yeah. Alright, parents, what do you think about it? Yeah. Yes, I did make a plan. It's important. Sunday is the must. I know it takes time. COVID is over now. Don't give me the excuse. Oh, it's a COVID, they're sick. I know it will be here and there, but try to come. Try to come. These children are hungry. Sometimes I go and sit, talk to them in the class, and some of the answers they ask, some of the questions are just baffling. This question they should be asking the parents, not the catechists, because they have so many questions. Amazing. And sometimes they get the answer in the mass. It's very important, parents. This is very important. And today is also Jesus instituted the priest. The priesthood, very important. You can get the priest all kind of shape. Tall, short, fat, thin, good looking, like ugly looking, anybody. So we have all kind of priests, but accept the priests as they are. Don't try to put your bar. Don't have to be high expectation. They're simple, humble beings. Sometimes they make mistakes. They're human beings like you and me. We all make a mistake. We all fail. So continue to pray for the priest. Encourage, talk to your children to be a priest. How many people talk? What you want to become when you grow up? I want to be a rock star. When I was growing up, so my teacher asked me one day, Valentine, what do you want to become? I said, I want to be a rock star. And look at what happened. Here I am. But you know, when you talk about it, my parents always talk, when God calls. When I told my mother and father, I want to join the seminary. So my mom looked at me, really? That's what you want? I said, okay, that's fine. And they encouraged me. Talk to your children at home. Hey, besides getting married, you start becoming a doctor, nurse, teacher, maybe anything you want, but this talk about the priesthood is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Because we are not getting enough vocation. Now this year the diocese is getting 10 priests from Ghana because they're shorting a priesthood to help and serve. And there is a dire need in America, in our Catholic Diocese of Rockville Center. The priesthood comes from the home. This is where it is. Parents, you encourage, you talk about it. My parents talk. And it works. Try. Talk to each other. Talk to our kids. And this is our future of the church. And this is what we need to invest our time. And they do an amazing job. So on this feast of the Maundy Thursday, the Lord's Supper, it's very important. Pray. I'll be washing the feet of the children now. Have you seen anybody washing the feet? Who does that? It doesn't happen in America. It can happen to me. Back in India, when I used to work among the tribals. So first time I was an ordained priest and they put me in tribal area. And I went to one village to say the mass. As soon as I got out of the car, then I walked. And the whole village came. They welcomed me, put a chair, said, Father, sit down. They gave me the water. And then one elderly lady came with the warm water and with a little container and started washing my feet. I said, what are you doing? No. You are our guru. You are our priest. We have to wash your feet. And that's what Jesus does. Jesus, the Son of God, washes the feet of the sinners. What's he teaching us? This is how we have to come down to level of serving the people. No matter who you are, you must be the richest person in the world. This is what you have to do. I just heard there was in Kentucky, there was a wedding. And the wedding was going on. Everybody was having a good time. And the time came, the bride came and sat down on the chair. And she lifted her gown. And the husband took out, what is called that you put around, what's called that? What is called? God, I never had it one. Alright, so they thought he's going to take it out, he's going to throw it away. Like they go to another groom's man, he's going to catch up and he's going to the next line. No. What he did, that wedding, he washed the feet of that bride. Wash the feet of the bride, saying, this is what it is. I have come to serve my life partner. And don't go at home and fight with your husband now. Right? That's not going to happen, alright? But this is what exactly true story. These are all the symbolic things we have. It does. It's very important. Parents, husband, spouses, this is your job. Just serve one another. The moment you expect from your spouses, your marriage is going to break. That's what Jesus says when he took the bread. He broke it. He asking us to break for one another. Break for one another without any expectation. The moment you expect marriages, all marriages break. Look at this, all the Bollywoods and Hollywoods. All the big stars. The marriage don't last because high expectation. There is no high expectation. This is what it is. This is what you got it. Good and bad. Accept it. And that's how the marriage works. Amen?
Amen.